Hey guys, welcome to this week's talk time. As you can tell by the title, we're talking about periods. Now I know, periods, some people can say they're gross. You know what, they're not pleasant. But this is a natural part of life that we females have to go through. So I think it's important that the men be educated. Women too, especially if you're any teenagers watching who don't know much about periods. This can educate you and help you out. Now there's nothing to be scared of when it comes to a period. Especially when you know the facts about it, it's actually really not that bad. So I encourage you to watch through this whole video and we can learn together, okay? And it's a warning, things might get a little, I don't know what word you want to use, graphic or whatever, but this is live, this is normal. So here we go. Also, if for any men out there, if you have any period questions, please feel free to ask them in the comments. I do have 10 period questions that guys have that I just found online. But wait until the end of the video, comment, because maybe you have questions, maybe it will get answered. So before you comment, but yeah, if you guys want that, I can do another video. It won't be like another talk time on this, it'll just be another video. So periods. What is a period? It's vaginal bleeding that occurs during a woman's monthly cycle. Every month our body prepares for pregnancy. When no pregnancy occurs, the uterus or womb sheds its lining. The menstrual blood is partly blood and partly tissue from inside the uterus. So that's basically what a period is. If you guys don't know exactly what it is. Well, you guys might laugh at me, but I used to think it was like your egg. Like how women have the eggs. I thought it was the egg coming out of you. When you don't, when you don't get pregnant that month, the egg comes out of you. That's what I always thought the period was. So don't come at me. So symptoms of a period, you guys all, I'm sure most of you know kind of like the main symptoms, but it's tender breast, bloating, which I've experienced it before. Remember not too long ago I went to prepare it was like jeggings, I think, and they kind of felt tight on me than usual. So bloating is a thing. Fluid retention, muscle aches, joint pain, headaches, acne, breakouts, I get that. Abdominal cramps, get that. Diarrhea, constipation, lower back pain, trouble sleeping, low energy, fatigue, and cramps. And I also I haven't in a while, but I used to right before I get about a week before I get my period, I would get diarrhea. And if I try Googling why, they don't know why, we don't know why that happens, right? Women get that, but also another thing, it might be a little too much, but you women out there would feel where I'm coming from. Pooping on your period is the worst, especially when it comes to wiping, because it's just blood when you wipe, so you don't know if you're wiping at all. You have a pad on, so it's not the hugest deal, but still, I hate pooping on my period, but it is what it is, Again, periods are not terrible, guys. You should be able to talk about them freely, but I hate to pooping when I have cramps and I'm pooping because you're pushing. I feel like when you go to push the poop out, it makes the cramps feel worse. Maybe it's just me, but women out there, let me know. Then here are some period products. Obviously, you have your pads and tampons, which is those the most common. There's menstrual cuffs, which is obviously I'll have pictures coming up, but you can see it's a little silicone cup with a little tail, whatever you want to call it, at the bottom. It's kind of you think of it, when you put it in, it's kind of the same way as a tampon. You stick it up there and you have the little thing to pull it out, but it collects your blood. I don't get why people want to do that. You I know, come down the toilet and wash it out, but still. Then there's a menstrual disc. Menstrual disc is it's a little thing. You can use it for 12-hour protection, so it works longer than tampons. Tampons, I think they say you should only leave it in for up to 8 hours. And it can help you with mess-free sex, and helps minimize cramps. Then the last thing, reusable pads, which that's just another weird concept to me. You can see in the picture, it has those little button clips. It's like a regular pad with the rings, but instead of stickiness, you kind of clip it. I don't understand why anyone uses it and you wash it. Again, but that's just me. I think that's what I just use pads. Now, it doesn't matter, you guys. It doesn't matter if you use tampons or pads. I just don't use tampons because I'm kind of nervous to use them. But, that's how I am. I don't think it matters what you use. If you want to use pads, you want to use pads. They're really not that bad. Sometimes, if you're wearing tight pants, it can be a little uncomfortable. like tight pants being leggings and stuff like that could kind of make the pad feel a little bit, make it feel tight down there. But, you know, not all the time, sometimes depending. But yeah, pads are really not that bad, especially if you put them on by, you make sure, push down on them to make sure they're sticking you under real good so they can't move, then you'll be fine, you know. And then what are cramps? Like, well, we know what cramps are, it's pain, but like, what causes cramps? The uterus contracts to help expel its lining. Hormone-like substances, I don't know how to say this right, so I'm gonna like pop it up on the bottom here, involve pain and inflammation. Trigger the uterus muscle to contract. So that's what cramps are, is when your uterus contraction. So, like, I don't know how to explain what a contraction is, but you know, it's like, think of like when you're giving birth. Like, when something contracts, I believe it's like kind of like pulsating, right? Is that kind of the best way to describe what contraction means? So think of it like kind of pulsating in you. You know, in you, but you know what I mean. Like pulsating. That's the best way I feel like I can describe contracting. But I don't know if anyone else can describe it better, go ahead. But that's kind of what causes cramps, so it's not fun. And guys, I'm sure for men out there, you guys are going to learn by the end of this video, periods are no joke. They suck. I'm not going to say they're a serious thing, but I know men like to say, oh, they can't be that bad. But you're going to learn. Here are some statistics. So it's kind of a long list. We have kind of different sections too of statistics. Average female gets her period between the ages of 11 and 14. I got mine at 13. I remember I was in school, in middle school, 7th grade, and I went to use the bathroom. I wiped, there was blood. I went to the nurse, and my mom picked me up. But you girls can agree with me too. Friggin' the pads they give you at school are the worst. But I remember too, because the night before I had this really bad sharp pain in my abdominal area. I think it was I want to say it was my left side of my stomach, and it was so bad, and I didn't know what it was. My mom said, apparently my period. So anyways, and they get it, and you usually get your period to about 50 months, so you get it between 11 and 14, and then it doesn't end until you hit menopause, which is around 51. So I did some math, so that's roughly we have 180 periods in your lifetime, because think about it, that's about like 40 years. So you do, and you get period once a month. So 12 times 40, you get 12 times a year. 12 times 40 is 180. So average cycle is 24 to 38 days. So you get it every 24 to 48 days. Because when you first get your period, you're not regular. Like, I'm still not regular. Like, I'm better. I get mine usually. I could usually get mine either on the day I'm supposed to, like the day after. So I'm not too bad like I used to be. Sometimes like, I used to get mine like a week early or a week late, but that's normal, so don't be concerned about that. And it can last for 4 to 8 days. Mine usually lasts about a week, like a week to 6 days, so yeah. If any women out there watching a period only lasts for 4 days, that's pretty cool. I'm a little jealous of you. Painfully regular and heavy periods affect up to 14% of women in their childbearing years. In 2012, a study found 32 to 40% of women with periods report that the pain is so severe they have to miss work or school. And that does happen. It's not a fun thing to go through, so it's no joke. Then, okay, so, I'm not even going to try and say this word, but again, it's going to be popping up there. Causes the uterine tissue to grow outside the uterus. During period, hormones make this tissue painful and inflamed. It can lead to severe pain, cramping, heavy periods. This affects 1 in 10 women between the ages of 15 to 49. And then 30 to 50% of people with this will experience infertility, which you guys know infertility means you can't have kids. It is a treatable thing, though. I was looking up a little bit, like they can have surgeries to correct this, get rid of the tissue. But if any women out there have this, I'm sorry. I'm sure it's not fun to have severe pain. My heart goes out to you. Yeah, can only imagine. Anyway, so I had to respond. Alright, I guess I didn't have to. But anyways, next one is uterine fibroid. It is a non-cancerous tumor that develops between the layers of tissue in your uterus. Many women will develop this at least one in their lifetime. By the age of 50, 70% of white women and 80% of black women develop one. And that can be treated too with surgery to remove it. But yeah, it's non-cancerous, and it just can cause a lot of pain and stuff. So yeah. Then there's, I'm going to post that in the bottom because I don't know how to say that. Very heavy bleeding. Typical periods produce 2 or 3 tablespoons of blood. When I was doing that, I was thinking, I was like, who measured it? Who the fuck decided, oh, let's measure it? Like, it's not really a need-to-know basis type of thing. I mean, it's kind of interesting, I guess. Of blood. People with this can produce twice the amount. More than 10 million American women have this. Ibuprofen or naproxen could help. It could help, like, so if you have that too, if you guys have that too, the heavy bleeding, again, that has to suck. Because trust me, it's not fun. You know, your first day, you get heavy bleeding. And I tend to bleed through a lot. So it does suck. Premenstrual Syndrome, or PMS. It's symptoms that, PMSing is the symptoms that come before your period, a week or two before. This can include a headache, fatigue, bloating, and irritability. PMS affects as many as 3 in 4 women. And now we're gonna get, it just needs some water. Now we're gonna get into the cost. Each year in the US, people spend upward of $2 billion on menstrual products. In their lifetime, the average woman uses of almost 17,000 pads or tampons. More than 16.9 million American women live in poverty and may struggle to get access to these period products. 5 states that don't charge sales tax on menstrual products are Alaska, Delaware, Montana, New Hampshire, and Oregon. 9 states that exempt menstrual products from tampon tax, which tampon tax is a charge on menstrual products, meaning they have a value-added tax or sales tax. So, Connecticut, Florida, Illinois, Maryland, Massachusetts, Minnesota, New Jersey, New York, and Pennsylvania do not have a tampon tax, which anyone live in any of those states? Good. We all lucky. So that was just a few statistics. Again, guys, you can Google more statistics if you want, but that's just some. Now we're going to get into 10 myths. So 10 myths about periods. Here we go. Number 1, swimming in the ocean on your period will get you eaten by a shark. There's never been any documented case of it. I thought, the thing I found about that, I know sharks are attracted to blood, so wouldn't it make sense they would be attracted to you if you're on your period? I mean, I don't know. I don't go in the ocean. I don't have no plans to ever go in the ocean. I kind of have a bit of a fear of the ocean. Don't ask why. I really don't know. But, and just the reasoning for why the myth is not true is just because there's never been a documented case, okay? But sharks are attracted to blood, so that one, I don't know. 2, you shouldn't wash your hair during your period. I have never heard this one. And it didn't say why people said that, but have you got anyone out there? Have you ever heard that? I don't know why people would think that, but yeah, wash, guys. Hygiene, especially on your period, is important. Speaking of hygiene, when I first got my period, I did this, like, I stopped doing this probably last day, but on like the first day or 2 of my period when I showered, I would wear my underwear in the shower because I would be scared of the blood dripping. But actually, what I've learned, because I learned a lot of stuff too from Sharon. She's a YouTuber who does a lot of videos about periods, talking about periods, you know, reading people's like period horror stories. I learned that when you're in your water, it kind of stops your flow, kind of stops the blood flow, but as soon as you get out, it just kind of comes gushing out. So, but yeah, I used to be like that. What was I? 3, bed rest is the most, is a must during your period. Now, while it's important you get a lot of sleep, it's also important to get exercise. Exercise has been shown to help with your cramps and your mood. Number 4, hot water increases period flow. You can't, you know, change your flow. You can't control it. It's just how it is. But hot water could help cramps, you know, the heat. So, yeah. 5. You you can't get pregnant on your period. But once inside you, sperm can live for 3 to 5 days. And ovulation can occur during or after the bleeding stage or phase. 6. Irregular periods are bad for your reproductive health. Again, you really can't control your periods, how regular they are. It can take 6 months to a year for your periods to become regular when you first start getting it. Where was I? Come on, I hate this. For some, it never becomes completely regular. Things like stress, illness, and intense exercise can mess up your cycle. But it is important to consult your health professional. Hold on, I'm getting called by my dad. Oh, never mind. He's saying there's pizza down there. Anyways, I'm gonna finish my video. So yeah. Number 7, you shouldn't use tampon until you're old enough. If you're old enough to have your period, you're old enough to use a tampon. Just read the instructions and warnings and ask for guidance, and they should not feel uncomfortable. You should not be able, should not be able to feel it. But you also have to be careful with tampons because, it could cause TSS if left in too long, which is shock syndrome. I mean, that is very rare, but still be careful. And also my sister, shout out Gloria, she told me she heard that you shouldn't use tampons until you've had sex. So, I don't know. But that's just what I've heard, so yeah. I mean, tampons, are not scary. But, yeah. They're not a scary thing, guys. Even though I don't use them, I just get nervous, like, sticking something up there. But that's just me. Do whatever makes you comfortable. Like, I just like wearing pads. And there's nothing wrong with pads. Whatever makes you comfortable. Don't let other people judge you. Number 8, menstrual cycles are 28 days. No, not all menstrual cycles. Like I said, sometimes I used to get mine a week late, or I used to get mine a week early. It's different for everyone, It varies from woman to woman, Number 9, you can shorten or delay your period by blank. You should not try to do anything to shorten your period or anything like that, because it could cause health issues. And you really can't control it too much. It is what it is. And the last one, which I'm going to fix this, but the last one, number 10, is, if I can find it, menstrual blood is different from regular blood. It is not different from regular blood. People probably think that because it comes out of the vagina, so they think, but it's really not. It's blood. Blood is blood. While it's not the prettiest, it's, yeah. So here are 10 questions I just got online that guys have about periods. How much pre-wording do you get? Well, it's different for everyone, but like I said, for me, which I don't remember, I used to a week before I get it have diarrhea, or like usually a day or two before I get it, I would get cramps, or like to a week leading up, I start to really like not have much of an appetite, because that's another thing for me. I don't eat much on my period, so those are just signs that I know my period's coming. And and guys, a tip for you women out there on their periods, when you know your period's coming, I keep track of it on my calendar. So I kind of circle the date of when I get it, and on your calendar, well, most calendars do, has the little calendars, like for April, they would have like, in the corner on the calendar, like for April, they would have little March calendar in the corner, so I would circle in that calendar. And too, when I know I'm about to get my period, I wear panty liners, which are the little pads only like this long. They're really little pads. So, but yeah, you do get pre-burning. It's different for everyone, but that's how it is for me. Number 2, how bloody is it really? Well, on your first 2 days, you bleed super heavy. Day 3, you kind of still bleed, but not like super heavy. Then like 4 and 5, you're kind of not bleeding much. A lot of times for me though, like around the 3rd day, I would not bleed. Like there would be barely any blood in the pad. Then the next day it would just come back again. So that happened to me, not all the time, but that's how it works. It could be really bloody, especially, it can get really bloody because sometimes too, when you look on your pad, there's like blood clots. Though nothing to be concerned about. It happens to everyone. But yeah, what else? You know, it's not like a murder scene bloody, but yeah, it's not pretty. Number 3, how long does it last? Again, it differs from everyone. Me usually lasts about 6-7 days. Usually like by the 6th day I'm barely bleeding at all. But yeah, some people can only get, like I said, 4 days to 8 days. Number 4, do you want to have sex during? For me, I don't think I'd want to, but you could, like I said, with the menstrual disc, it helps you to have mess free. But I recommend, if you do want to, when you're on your period, do it in the shower, because at least there's water and, you know, you won't have a big mess. So, but again, that's something that it's different from every person. That's just how I personally feel about it. I don't think I'd want to, but who knows? I say that now, but again, who knows? It can change. Number 5, what's with this day 1 in joke? Well, with, you know, your first day of your period, again, that's when you're bleeding the heaviest and the cramps are the worst. Like for me, for day 1, all I do is lay down with the heating pad because my cramps. Heating pad works for me, and ibuprofen. I take children's ibuprofen because I can't swallow pills. Just something I can't do, so I take liquid. And it works for me so well. But, yeah, day 1 is the worst for cramps. Worst, you know, worst for bleeding. That's when most women bleed through on their first day, second day, so, yeah. I don't know, I didn't know that was really like a joke. I don't know, but anyways. Number 6, and period pants. So every woman has period underwear. I have them. They're pretty much, women save their old underwear, you know, and use those for period underwear, because you don't want to get, you know, nice underwear. Freaking, like, I don't want to get my Victoria's Secret underwear freaking all bloody. I mean, yes, you can wash them, but still, I use old underwear on my period and stuff like that. Don't wear light colors on your period. Try to wear, you know, blacks, browns, dark blues, stuff, dark colors, so if you do bleed through, it won't be noticeable. But yeah, that's, I mean, not really called period pants, more like period underwear. That we all have. We all have designated pairs, you know, they're all like stained up and old underwear. There's nothing wrong with that. I mean, again, you don't want to ruin good underwear, especially like Victoria's Secrets that cost like $50. 7, what does the pain feel like? I mean, for me, with cramps, they're not so much painful, they're just more uncomfortable. And you really feel them towards, you know, the hoo-ha area, your vagina area, that's where the cramps are. They're not so much in your stomach, they're like kind of below your stomach in that area. Again, it differs from person to person, but for me, I can compare, the best way I can compare them is kind of like gas cramps, but a little bit worse than that, and it feels kind of different. I don't know, so until you compare that, you know. I mean, I feel like men out there, if you've ever had like bad gas cramps, I think that's kind of close to it, not exactly, but close to what menstrual cramps feel like. Again, for me, they're not so much painful as they're more uncomfortable. So, 8. Is it weird wearing a tampon? Are you aware of it? You should not be able to feel your tampon if you put it in correctly. Again, I don't wear tampons, so I don't know. But from what I've heard, it shouldn't feel weird. And, you know. But just remember with tampons, guys, like I said, I watch Sharon, and she, you know, read a lot of period, like, stories, and a lot of people cut off the string or whatever. You don't cut off the tampon string. That's how you get it out. I don't know how that's not really, like, kind of common sense. Like, okay, you may not be expert, but that should kind of be common sense, you know? Like, you should know. I don't know. But usually people can tuck it in the lips or just in no underwear. But, yeah, I don't know. Like I said, I don't wear tampons, so from what I've heard about tampons, is that you shouldn't be able to feel it, and it shouldn't feel uncomfortable. So, I don't think you're aware of when you have it in. But, again, I don't know. I mean, when you first start wearing them, it might, you know, maybe, I don't know. Number 9, is it really that expensive? How many pads or tampons do you go through in a day? Again, it could differ from woman to woman, but for me, I think I go through at least 6 to 8 pads a day. I mean, again, you know, you change them when you go to the bathroom, and women do typically go to the bathroom, I feel like, more times in a day than men. So I'd say 6 to 8. mean, who knows? Some women might change them more, you know, maybe not just when they have to use the bathroom. When, for me, I just change them when I have to use the bathroom. And sometimes, you know, when I'm towards the end and I'm not bleeding much, sometimes I don't change the pads every time. When I'm on like my 4th or 5th day when I'm not bleeding much, it's because I don't, you know, it's nothing much on a pad and you don't want to waste pads. And I don't buy my own pads when we go grocery shopping. My dad does. So yeah, I have seen pads and tampons at like the Family Dollar, so you could get them like a Family Dollar for a few bucks, but they're just like little packs. I mean, well, they have big packs too. I get my pads from BJ's, which, if you don't know what BJ's are, it's pretty much like a Costco where they have the stuff in bulk. You know, like big amounts of stuff.
You know there's pizza down
Okay,
there?
I'm making a video.
Huh?
I'm making a video.
Go eat.
Sorry guys. So yeah, I think they are expensive. I don't know, like, comparing to what expensive. I'm trying to think if I remember. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to say an estimate, but I can't see them being over like $15. Like, depends if you get big pack of them or small packs, but yeah. And the last question, can we help? Guys, you can help by not saying, oh, it's not that bad, you know, making comments like that can help. No, just be nice and understanding, you know, because it's not fun for us to go through, you know. And it gets, some women could have mood swings when they're on their periods. I don't get that, but, you know, and women out there, I get it, periods suck, but try and be easy on your mans out there, you know. You know, because men would never fully understand it, you know, and it's not their fault, they don't understand, but men, you don't have to be making, you know, comments like that, but but yeah, at the end of the day, guys, periods are not the worst thing in the world, you know. Like, they're not fun, but, you know, they're not the worst things in the world, let's be honest here. You know, but just be, guys out there, try to be more understanding, you know, because it's hard, like, you know, there are some women who get it bad and have to miss school. There are some women, too, like, who do, like, throw up on their period, you know. Like, it's not an easy thing, you know. It is, like, a serious thing that we have to go through, you know. Like, you know, as women, we're strong. We have to go through periods every month for, like, 40 years of our life. We have to carry a baby in our stomach for 9 months. You know, we have to go through, you know, morning sickness and back pain, and then giving birth is painful. Obviously, you guys know I've never been through that, but from what I heard, you know, I mean, yes, you get an epidural, but epidural, you know, they put it in your back. You know, and it's painful to go through that. Then when you do, after you have the baby, you, like, bleed for, like, a week or two, you know, so our bodies go through a lot, guys. So just try and be more understanding of us women. You know, don't judge us too hard. Don't be making your smart-ass comments about periods and stuff like that, because you don't know. Yes, you know, like, these videos can help educate you, but you don't know, obviously, we never know the feeling. So, just, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you get educated, because this is a topic that I was really excited to do for a while. But now it's on to pick next week's topic. We still have kind of a lot in here, so if you guys have any more topic suggestions, let me know too, because I can add them in if they're not already in here. And also, if you have any more period questions, I can make another video answering them. It won't be a talk time, but it would just be, you know, answering questions about them. You know, don't be scared to ask. So our next week's topic is going to be change. Ooh, that's a good topic. You know, we all go through change in life, guys. Change is a big thing in life. So, and I hope you enjoy these types of videos, because I work hard on these, you know. I have to, you know, get the information, write it down, record the video, edit, but I'm not complaining. I enjoy doing these videos because I like educating, and I like to give you guys advice and be able to help you guys out. How did I get that scratch on my face? Like, I've been seeing that throughout the whole video. Guys, I bite my nails, so tell me how I have a whole scratch on my face. Like, look at my nails. I cannot, and I haven't been, like, I haven't put anything on my face like this to scratch. Like, I don't know. Anyways, guys, follow me on my socials. Follow Con on Insta. Subscribe to Josh. Subscribe to Always_Juggy. Subscribe to Dan. Subscribe to Jacob. Subscribe to Juggy Ghost. Subscribe to Caleb. Subscribe to Colin. Guys, please subscribe to me. Please like and please comment. Like, literally, I've been looking at this throughout the whole video and I have no freaking idea where that came from. I didn't, like, back here, I can't even tell that's a scratch until I get closer. I mean, I kind of knew it was something, like, every time I would touch it, it would kind of hurt, but no fucking idea what I did. Like I said, no nails. I haven't been, like, rubbing anything on my face, like that or anything, so I have no idea, but I love you, animals, so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace. Also, one more thing. Jesse tweeted out yesterday, the finale will be out in a week, so that should be next Wednesday, and then after that, there'll be a video talking about how the canvas shop closed. If you remember, Jesse made a video paying off the debt of the canvas shop, so people, so they can close it. It's gonna be kind of like a bittersweet thing, because Jesse filmed a lot of videos in that shop, like some videos of Psycho Series, MVE, and yeah, a lot of people in the comments of that tweet were getting confused. Guys, he's still having merch. It's just going to be in the parents' house in his bedroom. There was a whole video of him talking about it. So, yeah. But I love you, animals, so much, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.